This is My Quebec City. Your city, your stories. As a man, I agree that being a woman can be unnecessarily difficult. There are things as a society that we have to make more equal, but largely still haven't. Charlotte has long been a champion of women, lifting them up here in Quebec City and beyond. As the Spice Girls said, girl power. And as Martina McBride said, this one's for the girls. So Charlotte, what's your story?
Hi, I'm Charlotte Habegger, and I was born in Fort Wayne, Indiana, though I grew up in Martinique in the Caribbean from the age of 6, and I've been in Quebec since January 2003. Originally, I came to do a PhD for my research degree in biochemistry. So I was researching the interactions between protein and RNA.
When it comes to the local French, how would you compare Martinique and Quebec?
Well, I mostly lived and spoke French in Martinique and then in Quebec. I also lived for 2 years in France, in Paris, and it's funny how some of the things that are different, but there are also some that are similar between Martinique and Quebec compared to French in France. So I have a few examples. Well, with my husband, Yannick, he's French. Sometimes, for example, sharing an address or trying to describe where we're going to meet at some point, it can make it almost impossible without a GPS because the words are different, the way of saying things are different, our accents are different. It's almost a different language.
Is the empowerment of women something that you took up upon moving to Quebec City, or have you been doing that for much longer?
That's a really good question. It's true that every place I've lived, it's been a good way to meet people and to integrate. But I started that when I was probably a child. We used to call it equality of rights between women and men. Now there's more diverse ways of saying it. I used to participate in events at university too. I would organize events when I was in France, in the US, in the Caribbean, and here at Université Laval. So I've always been very fascinated and interested in creating possibilities for everyone.
When it comes to those possibilities, breaking down barriers, in your experience, as a society, how are we doing?
Recently, we had a conversation on March 8th with a few women for International Women's Day, and I was complaining how things hadn't changed. A lot of things have evolved. It's just that we get frustrated sometimes when we find out some things are different. For example, statistically in Canada, there are fewer women who earn $100,000 per year than men. That's the kind of thing I look at, and I get discouraged, but then there are so many things that have changed. I mean, so many possibilities that everyone has, for example, in North America and in Canada. All the things I've been able to accomplish, I have not been limited in those because I'm a woman.
Who are some of your favorite local women?
Oh, I would have hundreds to share about. Someone that we have in common, which is Suzanne Bergman, who is someone who is very discreet. She never goes on stage and she works on the background of so many events and initiatives. And she's really also very involved in women's empowerment. And I'd like to highlight her. Other than that, there are so many women I've met who are either business owners or they are project carriers or work in a nonprofit.
Yeah, Suzanne is a sweetheart. Big shout out to her. What's a good starting point for women to connect in Quebec City, newcomer or otherwise? And what are you still hoping to see in the future?
I really enjoyed coming to the Jeffrey Hill. At the time, there were activities for women and moms. So I'm interested in learning more about or finding solutions to have more events, women only or women focused. We had tried to have networking or events for women, but so many people come into the city and leave because they're not here for a long time. So if anyone wants to or has any ideas or suggestions for that, I would be happy to know about them and share about them or organize them to bring the different populations together as women.